I was prophesied to when I was a little kid. When you're grown up, you're going to be bisexual. And then I was like, what do you mean? Like, obviously I didn't believe it, right? I was like, get off of me. Like, no, I will never do that. I will never be that person.
Yeah.
And surely it does happen.
What the
It
heck?
it
But
did happen.
is she a believer or not a
Yeah,
believer? Like a
yeah, man.
ooh, that's tough.
She was a believer.
That's tough, man.
And
I
yeah,
wouldn't want that prophecy.
I know, right?
Yeah,
And
you will be gay in 2 months. No.
yeah,
No, I didn't mean to
obviously.
make this a joke, bro, but
Nah, go for it, go for it.
yeah,
When going back to when I said that I went through, physical abuse, right, and some sexual abusive experience. So when I was a little kid, when I was like 13 years old, I was very problematic, and I was kind of a big time problem child.
mhm.
So what my dad he decided to do, and I don't blame him at all. I love my dad. To this day, we're best friends, like big time. But he decided to send me away. He sent me away to a mix of rehab centers, military schools. I got sent away to boarding schools, bro. And I had this lifestyle as a kid. Like, I kind of low key lost my childhood in a sense, right? And I was always living outside of my house. So, those 4 years that I was out kind of made me the person that I was for the next 10 years. And I got to sleep with and live with, murderers, rapists, drug addicts, bank robbers. It was crazy, bro.
Whoa.
And all these people were old. I was just a kid.
Yeah.
So I kind of I those places are supposed to change you, right? They're supposed to bring you back home changed. But it didn't to me, bro. I kind of got influenced. I got influenced heavily. Like, I thought these people were cool, like they started talking about all these stories from their drug addictions, and I was like, oh, I want to do that too, because they would kind of brag about it. And just some crazy stories within those 4 years, bro. Some crazy stuff that happened. Like I got to witness and it was like sowing little seeds, it was little by little. I got to experience like a in-person rape where I was. There was there and we all knew about it. That's the worst thing about it too. We were all we were like asleep, and we all heard it. And it was just like stuff like that. Stuff like that was my life.
Mhm.
Also, like, I learned how to defend myself there too, because I guess everybody was just very they wanted to fight all the time.
Yeah.
But long story short, the last place that I was at after being in Mexico in military schools, the last one was in Missouri. And that was the one that broke me. And what I basically wanted to do was escape. So what ended up happening, I planned my escape. I was there for 3 4 months, and they didn't allow for you to like kind of leak what was happening inside. Like, you couldn't tell your parents, hey, they're treating me bad here, they're not feeding me, they're literally torturing us. Because if you do, they would literally like restrain you and like put you to the floor and hit you and all that stuff, bro.
That's wild.
So yeah, yeah, my dad, he came and visited me, right? Uh, 3 months in, and he didn't believe me. I cried out to him. He didn't believe me, and I had to make my decision, bro. So I right there and then I escaped, and while I'm in the streets, I'm trying to find somewhere to stay, and I end up selling my Gucci belt that I had back then, and
Dude's in real life GTA or something.
yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy.
And it was 5 a.m. So you have to keep in mind, like, he was gonna call the cops were looking for me because he started calling the cops.
Yeah.
But there was this man who let me stay, right? Um, the one who I sold the belt to, he brought me to his friend and he left me there. And that man, he was gay, bro. But I think he was like a sweet guy. Like he wasn't like, harmful. He was just literally there to like he fed me and all that. He had to leave because it was a motel, and I called my mom to come pick me up. So the day that she comes and picks me up, another guy, allow lets me stay in his place. And keep in mind, bro, I was just 14 at that time. So this guy literally, he tried to sleep with me. Like he tried his best to literally have sex with me. And at that age, at that moment, I froze. Like I've never nobody has ever done that to me. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing? Like I didn't even know how to act, or so all I could think of was that I wanted to run away, like, and I did. Thanks to God, I escaped.
Yeah.
But that night chased me all my life. It was like a nightmare, you know, year after year. And all my high school, like obviously I would fight it. I would, try to like quiet it down, if that makes sense, right? But it was like a virus that just grew in me. And I can only imagine like what other guys who actually, you know, they did get, molested, bro. It's tough. Like if this guy, kind of ruined me just by that experience, I can imagine other guys who've gone through like some serious stuff. But ultimately when I turned 19, I started kind of having feelings for that night. And that's where it all started, bro. You know, Satan, he took what was, he took that night and ended up in converted it into perversion. Yeah. So I kind of, in my sickness, in my mental illness, I kind of started like liking that night. And that's where it all started with my bisexuality. So I was like, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do, literally. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to accept it, right? And in 2019, like the whole entire world was, they were pushing that agenda
Yeah.
and all that. So I was like, hey, what's the problem? I told my best friend. Everybody knew, and it was such a phase, bro. But that's when all my problems started, though. Yeah, that's when I really started going downhill for sure. You know, I started getting a little more mentally ill. You know, slept around with a lot of people that I should have not. And also during that time I started a business and it started going well for me. So I started, this party lifestyle and just doing every type of drug under the sun, sleeping around, trying to fill this void low key, you know. I think that's my biggest story. And I would wake up like like kind of sad, low key, right?
Uh-huh.
But I understood with time. It's just like I feel like it was a cleansing process, bro. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a cleansing process. You know that verse in the Bible where it says, I don't know if you know it, I don't have it on top of my head. The good work that God started in you, He will finish it.
Yeah.
It's in Philippians something, right? But yeah, like, and basically everything that I told you, that's like that. Like I literally told Jesus, if you can take that away from me, right, and you can give me back my identity, like, is it true that you can do that? Because all my life I
Mm.
pushed him away, and I literally made a covenant with him. I was like, Lord, I will give you my life if you can give me back my identity.
Ooh. Why'd you
Like
why do you
literally,
pray that? Why'd you pray that? My
because
identity.
because I lost it, you know. I completely lost it. Like there was a point in my life where I wasn't bisexual until like this man literally sowed that seed in me. And I think all the way up to 17 I was fine. But like I said, like it was like a virus that grew in me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It was a seed from Satan, bro. And I believed this, so I lost my identity. But I was like, I told God, you know, I'll give you my life if you can do this for me. I will forever serve you if you can give me back my manhood. And he surely did, bro. He surely
Wow.
did.
That's
He
really cool.
surely did.
That's
Yeah, it
awesome.
is. And it's not really easy to, share this story,
Hmm.
because nowadays, like, this is so true. I have people who don't know my story, and like I don't act, like I used to act, so they wouldn't even imagine it, bro.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even imagine it, and like I open up my testimony, they're like, "What? Like you were what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that was my life."